back to Read with Us. Today we will be reading The Ant and the Grasshopper. It was a fine warm morning. The hot summer sun was high in the sky. Ant came out from her nest under the rocks and went to find some food to store away for winter. She traveled over hills and through valleys until she came to a cornfield. She went through a forest of tall corn stalks and could hear grasshoppers singing as they fed on the ripe corn cobs. Cheer, 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 cheer. Suddenly, something heavy fell to the ground in front of Ant. It was a big corn cob, the largest she had ever seen. Ant looked up. Above her was a grasshopper sitting on a leaf. He was stretching his long, strong legs in the sun. "Thank you for the corn," said Ant to Grasshopper. "I didn't make it fall," said Grasshopper. "It fell down on its own." "Oh," said Ant, It's a very big corn cob. There's enough corn on it to feed my family all winter long." "Why are you worrying about what will you eat in winter?" asked Grasshopper. Winter is a long time away. You may as well eat the corn now." "I can't eat now," said Ant. "I have to take it home bit by bit and store it for when the weather gets colder." She bit off a grain and lifted it onto her back. "The corn tasted really good," said Grasshopper, licking his lips. "I have been eating it all day in the sun. You should eat some now while it's ripe." "No," said Ant. "I have to take it home so that my family has food for winter. Otherwise, we won't have enough food. We won't have enough to eat." "I will see you later then," said Grasshopper. He sang as Ant went out of the cornfield and back to her nest. Cheer, 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 cheer. It took Ant a long time to get back to her nest under the rocks. Her family was pleased that she had come home with some food. She put the corn in the storeroom. It was cool, dark, and dry. Ant went back to the cornfield to get other grain from the cob. She saw Grasshopper again, lying in the sun. He has been eating lots of corn and his stomach was bulging. "Hello," said Grasshopper. "I bet carrying that corn was hard work. Did you carry it all the way home or did you eat it?" "I didn't eat it," said Ant. "I carried it home and put it back in the winter storeroom. I have come back to get some more." "You really should try some now," said Grasshopper. "It's nice and fresh. By winter, it will be stale." "No, it won't," said Ant. "My storeroom is cool, dark, and dry. If I stored the corn there, it wouldn't go bad. I can't stop and talk. I have to keep working." Ant bit off another grain of corn from the fallen cob. As she walked out of the cornfield, she could hear Grasshopper singing in the sun. Cheer, 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 cheer. Ant carried the grain of corn back to her nest. She put it next to the other grain and looked around the storeroom. Even with 2 grains of corn, it was still quite empty. She decided she needed some help. So the next time Ant went back to the cornfield. She took her family with her. They each took a grain of corn. "Hi there," said Grasshopper. "I see you have a big family. How will you be able to take enough corn back to last the winter?" "If we all work hard," said Ant, "we will have enough food. I think you should start storing some food, Grasshopper. Winter will be soon here. Winter will be soon be here." Grasshopper looked back at the blue sky. "That sounds like hard work," he said. "I want to enjoy lying in the sun for as long as I can." "If you lie in the sun all day, you will be sorry when winter comes," said Ant to Grasshopper. "We will see you next time." As Ant and her family went out of the cornfield, they could hear Grasshopper singing behind them, "Cheer, cheer, cheer, cheer." Ant and her family went back to the cornfield again and again. Over the summer, they worked hard to fill up their storeroom. Then the air started to get colder and the days